shoes in some way or another. Like, the
That's
person
right.
who's the director of the program was once a client, right? So
That's
you
right.
can't forget where you came from. I mean, that's my thing. I
Yeah.
keep the humility,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. It's about being realistic, man, because it's a danger. The prison world is a dangerous world, man.
Mm-hmm,
I've been in there myself,
mm-hmm.
and some of my friends did not make it out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Some of my friends that did make it out did not make it out as a whole person.
Right, right,
And some of us that did make it out, now we're faced with challenges as far as we don't have those support systems. My mother's not here no more. Our father's not here.
right,
Our
right.
grandmothers and grandfathers that we depended on. Our brothers and sisters may not be here anymore.
Mm-hmm,
And now we're basically like starting a whole new life,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And we look for these entities like these organizations
Mm-hmm,
to help us become established in a world that's strange to us.
mm-hmm,
You did 10 years, you came home, you seen cell phones,
mm-hmm,
you seen Metro cards before you had peepers and you had
mm-hmm.
tokens, right?
Right.
So now it's like, wow, like this is what is
It's a
this?
new world. Exactly.
It's
That's
a
how
new
I came
world,
home.
right?
That's how I
Yeah, it's a
came
new world. So, I definitely commend you on this path,
home.
and I hope we can actually connect again and do a whole other interview.
Yeah, we could do it. And
Because
now I know how to get it,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
how
definitely,
to figure
man.
it out. Let me
Yeah,
and
this
let
is
me let me
important.
say this too, Nathan. So I read a book. I'm an avid reader. I read this book called The Millionaire Fast Lane. Really good book, right?
Okay.
Uh, what is his name? Damn, I forgot his first name. His last name is DeMarco. MJ DeMarco. That's his name. MJ DeMarco. It's excellent, excellent, excellent. Right? The Millionaire Fast Lane. And it's a metaphor. He talks about three different lanes, right? In life when you talk about finances. The slow lane, no, the sidewalk, the slow lane, and the fast lane. The sidewalk is, a person that's metaphorically speaking, who's not, or perhaps is not working, who is on, like with some of us, like on the margins of society, right? Unemployed, maybe on public assistance, or whatever the case might be. So it's not, that's their situation. The slow lane is what most of us are in, right? Which is the, 9 to 5. You got a 401k if you're lucky. Maybe you have an IRA as well. So you're investing over the long term, right? To have some type of cushion, some nest egg, like we talked about earlier, right? There's nothing wrong with that. That's the slow lane, right? You'll get there, but it'll take you 30, 40 years. And this is what they teach us, right? Go to
Mm,
school, you get your degree. Let's say if you go straight from high school to college, 22, you got a BA or BS or whatever. If you want to go further, post-secondary education, you could do that. And then you work the next 30, 40 years, and then you get the pot of gold at the end. That's basically what we've been taught, right? What he talks about and really emphasizes is the fast lane. The fast lane is what we're talking about here. Entrepreneurship, uh, and other types of ownership, right? Because you can have intellectual property. That's one way. Exactly. That's one way to get at it as well by having, whether it's licensing, trademarks, patents, copyrights, those type of things. So you notice, like with let's say people who, some of our peers who went into the rap game, for example, right? They made money from their music, but a lot of them made it from other things, right? They made it
that's
from the
right.
fashion, they made it from the alcohol, or lifestyle type of things. That's the fast lane. All those things are part of the fast lane. I'll just say this last thing. One of the things that he pointed out that really resonated with me is that, again, nothing against the slow lane, right? I'd rather people work than not have a job, right? I'd rather
Mm-hmm.
people have invest in stocks and bonds. I promote that, and I actually do too, right? So it's something I am big on, because everyone is not going to be an entrepreneur. Let's just be realistic. Whether you're formerly incarcerated or not, you're not going to be. It's hard work. It's no joke, right? And so everybody's not up to it. You really have to be passionate about this. What keeps me going is that I love this and I love helping our people. That's what keeps me going. So even on the days when I'm like stressed, I'm like, God, man, I ain't, 7 days went by, I ain't take a break yet. Now don't get me wrong, I do take my breaks, I do get my vacations and stuff like that, but I push it, like how you said earlier, like 9 to 5 is 9 to 5, right? You're on somebody else's time. That's the bottom line, right? You may, yeah, I make a good salary right now on my job, but I'm still it's somebody else's time. I can't stop, right?
That's right.
I don't have the luxury, right, to just stop right now. Now, 2024 is going to be a different story. I'm going to tell you that, right?
Yeah, creating
But
a new lane.
a new lane. I'm going to the fast lane, right? I'm stepping into it like fully, like not partly in the the slow lane, partly in the fast lane. 2 feet planted firmly in the fast lane. That is my goal between now and this time next year. And we all, I ain't gonna say we all know, but a lot of us know, we know how to hustle. I know how to make it happen. What I'm saying, so it's not like it's just changing it up from the negativity to the positivity. So the main point I was trying to make is that the fast lane is not for everyone, but it's where it's at. If you're talking about building wealth, it is the fast lane. The
It
slow
is the
lane is
fast
not
lane.
going to get you to wealth. Straight up, you might get comfortable. I'm comfortable now. I'm be honest, I'm comfortable now. I don't want to be comfortable, right? I want to go beyond comfortable, right? Because when we are comfortable, I believe in general, right, we can unconsciously settle for mediocrity. That's one, right? We settle for anything. We get in our little comfort zone, our little rut. We don't push ourselves. We don't live fully. And what I learned is that it's not about things and all that, but it's about having meaning in life and significance, right? Significance and making a difference in people's lives. And I'm not just saying that. It's not, I really do believe I've been for the since 1995, and like I said, teaching entrepreneurship. I could keep it to myself, but it wouldn't be like I wouldn't get any satisfaction out of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It ain't
because
about
where you're gonna go at in your own development of life if you keep it to yourself. We speak of a world and we talk about, because right now I'm doing my master in public administration.
Nice.
And I'm in economics, one of my economics classes. And, it's basically speaking about like one man has $1 billion and another man only has $10, right? And then the one I got $1 billion keeps talking about they money. But it's an imbalance when we look at the economics that's in the world. There's a major imbalance where some people don't really have to do anything, and where other people have to do these things to buy into life. We are buying into life. We're working these jobs, and we have to buy into this life. And then, a lot of time when you go into these different spaces, the identity of who you are, a lot of time it shifts. You have to become the identity of the places that you're working in, because you got to stand according to their morals, their values, their mission statements. The vision statements. And then after a while, like you said, you get comfortable and you stop forgetting about your own dreams. Like you come home, you're tired, and it's like it's 8:00. You're like, I want to go to bed, but like you got to finish this book, or you got to finish writing this course, or you got to finish writing out this one-page letter and things of that nature. And it's like you have all these different distractions that actually take place.
Exactly.
Because when you're coming home, you're moving in multiple directions at the same time. You're trying to get your health care up, you're trying to build your family, you're trying to get your finances up, you're trying to get a decent wardrobe, you're trying to get these things that seem to be simplistic, but they are essential to your overall growth and development.
Exactly. No, exactly.
And there is no quick fix. Yeah.
No, you raised. I know we coming up on time, and I'll be happy to do another one. Just let me know. We'll make sure 10 minutes before we set up and all that.
Yeah, definitely.
But I just wanted to say that, like I said, you raised some good points because, like I said, I work, so when I come home, most days I am tired, and my wife's, she's sitting in. So even, I look at like, the business side is the business side, right? Meaning what I'm getting at is that business is time consuming, right? So my wife understands that. I understand that. But with business, work, school, it squeezes out the marriage, and that's not good. Like we good because my wife, luckily, and I'm not saying this like I'm gonna continue to along this path, but she's she's more late, meaning she's more
understanding.
Understanding, and she's like I wouldn't say a loner, but I'm more the sociable type, put it that way. So she got her news going on, and she's so she's good. But now what if she wasn't good though? You know what I'm saying? She's like, baby, you ain't spending no time with me.
Spend no time with me. Yeah, that's the course of success. We can go for another 10 minutes because you started late, so we can go for another 10 minutes. My thing don't cut off. I cut it off anyway. But
Okay,
that's the
10
thing is
minutes.
like when you're trying to be, yeah, we can go on a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
When you're striving and you'll come home, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you want to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put in these long hours,
Mm-hmm.
right? You got to study. You got to
Mm-hmm.
retrain your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? You gotta change your inner circle, right? You
Mm-hmm.
gotta
Mm-hmm.
be
Yes.
with people that support you regardless if you fall or not,
Yes.
right? And you know, and we gotta be able to pull ourselves up, you know what I'm saying, to increase ourselves. And
Mm-hmm.
that inner circle that we have, you know, for our family and friends,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they don't understand that hustle. Like, cause it's like, and I look at it, it's kind of like fear. It's like
Mm-hmm.
fear is a motivator
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of
Yes.
people that come out of prison. Fear
Mm-hmm.
is that motivator
Mm-hmm.
that keeps them abreast because they're like, I don't want to go back to prison. You
Right.
know, I
Right.
don't I don't I don't want to make another mistake. And then if I get into any type of financial strongholds, like if I
Mm-hmm.
lose my job, you know what I mean, and I'm hearing about cuts all over the city. I've been to rallies that talk about cuts, 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 cuts.
Mm-hmm.
But they're
Mm-hmm.
not saying they saying cuts, but they're not saying, well, we lost 50 employees because of these
Mm-hmm.
cuts. We lost
Right.
120 employees because this is the solidarity that has to come together when we're looking at these different organizations.
Mm-hmm.
The solidarity has to come together where they actually start mapping out statistically what these cuts look like in real time
Exactly.
and showing that how these cuts are actually destroying lives, you know, because yeah, you might have been working for 5 years, but you know, a lot of time we're working like this, most of us, 90% of us actually come out of prison. We're working paycheck to paycheck.
Exactly. Exactly. That's
We don't
exactly
have a nest egg that you was talking about. We don't have a $20,000 nest egg in case things go wrong. No,
right.
no, we're working from paycheck to paycheck because now we're paying for our own health insurance. You know, we're paying for life insurance. You know, if you're invested in stocks, bonds,
Right.
mutual funds, that's dedication.
That's
That's
dedication.
dedication.
Right. And
You know what I mean? You got money
sacrifice.
coming out.
Sacrifice too.
Sacrifice. Yeah, you got money coming out of your account. If you doing
Yeah.
auto, if you doing auto, that money come out of your account,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. You don't even
So
see that. You're like,
you
dang.
don't see that. You can't afford it. You can't afford to lose your job. You can't afford to
Right.
have no major hiccup because you're trying to create financial freedom.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
if you was to get caught up in some type of net, you know what I'm saying, where you like, oh wow, I'm gonna have to stop my auto. I'm gonna have to
Right.
stop doing this. I'm gonna have to.
Mhm.
I can't drink Starbucks no more. I'm gonna have to go
Right.
and get Dunkin' Donuts. Right? You know,
Right.
these are life changing things. A lot of times it messes with our psyche because we associate ourselves to these different things, and these different things are actually create our lives for us.
Yeah,
Like
exactly. Exactly.
the more things we accumulate, the more we identify with those things that we accumulate,
That's a fact. That's
and
a
they
fact.
take precedence over our own lives. Like
That's a fact. That's a
we have a
fact.
messed up day if I can't get my Starbucks. I'll probably have a
Exactly.
really messed up day.
Exactly. Right. Right. No,
You know what I mean?
that's
Like,
so true. No,
yeah, and this
I
is
was just
why
gonna say, no,
no,
go
go
ahead, go
ahead,
ahead.
jump in. No, jump in.
No,
We have a
I was gonna
discussion. You know,
say,
we
no,
talk.
you're absolutely right because going back to like I said from the '80s, associate not realizing how marketing, right, how prevalent it is, right, and how it really affects our psyche, and we begin now, we begin to identify with brands, right. That's the American
Mm,
way, whether it's Starbucks or whether it's Gucci or whatever. It's like that's my thing,
that's
right?
my thing. That's my
That's my
thing.
thing.
And
That's what I
imagine you
do.
can't buy it.
Yeah,
Imagine you
especially if
can't
you
buy
can't
it.
buy it, right? Because
Yeah,
we
imagine you
I
can't
mean the
buy this
American.
book right here. If you can't buy this book, imagine if you can't buy this book for $16.99. That's the price I see now. They took down to $9.99.
That's
The
excellent. That's
$99. I
excellent.
mean $99, but right now it's $16.99. But imagine you can't get this book to actually learn. I may actually get this book, you know what I mean, to learn what it is you're talking about.
Exactly.
And we can actually share about it again. You might even put a chart out the next time we have our show, and you
Okay.
can actually
Okay.
show the different dynamics of what this is because we're
Mm-hmm.
in the space of moving in real time,
No, yeah,
right?
exactly.
People
Exactly.
come out of prison are faced with housing, finances,
Mm-hmm.
going back into that space of social responsibility. What is social responsibility? Because
Mm-hmm.
many
Mm-hmm.
of us don't know what social responsibility is because this is why we wound up in prison. We wasn't socially responsible to our communities. We
Mm-hmm.
wasn't a part of advocacy movements, and we wasn't creating nonprofits. We wasn't thinking about a nonprofit until we got incarcerated. The concept of nonprofit even came across. We didn't see
Right.
no
Exactly.
nonprofit representatives walking down Best Side. know what I'm
Right.
saying, with tags on and shirts on,
Right.
talking about we can help you change your life. I've never seen any of those things.
Right.
It
Right.
wasn't
Right.
until I was incarcerated that I heard about this organization or that
Mm-hmm.
organization or this
Mm-hmm.
organization. But
Mm-hmm.
these organizations out here, when I was running the streets of Brooklyn, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean, that can actually try to help me save my life by giving me a new
Exactly.
concept
Exactly.
on life.
Exactly.
But I never
Exactly.
heard about them. So
Exactly.
it's like a lot of these places are set up for when you get incarcerated. They're not preventative organizations.
Right. That's why, to your point earlier, the thing I'm on a mission, among other things, to break that mold, to break that paradigm. Right. We have to break that paradigm. So one of the things, and this may sound self-serving, but it is the truth. Books
Sure.
have changed my life. I'm
Awesome.
serious. Books I
Awesome,
read. I
brother.
must have read about 1,000 books while I was inside. I'm not exaggerating. I always been an avid reader, and I had all this time on my hand, and
Mm-hmm.
I was very clear from the beginning. I'm not getting caught up with this mess, man. All this other stuff that's going on, the violence and all that. Everybody trying to be